Praful Patel ji.
Ah. Sir, I stand up in support of this bill. After all, we all know that ordinance was absolutely necessary, and there was a large uproar and from a wide section of society, and therefore the government in its wisdom has rightly proclaimed an ordinance, and which is now being sought to be ratified by Parliament by way of this bill. Sir, the issue, as many members have spoken, is that in a large country with such a big population, we have had far too few medical colleges in the country. It's only in the last 15-20 years that we are seeing that the number of colleges has gone up, whereas historically, if you see in the 50 years, say around from independence till the early 2000 period, there have been not more than about 130-40 medical colleges all across the country. And therefore, obviously, the ills associated with fewer seats and more applicants would definitely apply, and that's what has been highlighted and voiced by many members. Even while we speak, I don't think there are more than 400 medical colleges in the country. And one of the reasons has been that the conditions, the criteria for setting up medical colleges has been far too stringent. We've been earlier used to need 100 acres of land for a medical college. For what? God knows. Then it became 50 acres, and 30 acres, and 25 acres, and now I think of late, there has been a reasonable relaxation in the criteria. 500-bedded hospital, if there are hospitals around, if they are willing to be part of the ecosystem, that has never been really adequately addressed. And therefore, even while we pass this bill, we must look at the core issue of what ails the sector in terms of medical education is a sector. It is very important. Today we have got mushrooming colleges in engineering. Today engineering, it's such a situation that there are seats going vacant. In Maharashtra alone, I can count 50,000 engineering seats which are vacant while we speak. So it is lacks of seats across the country. But in medical colleges, the situation has always been different because far too few colleges, and per capita number of doctors in India is far too low, considering the kind of poverty, disease and other issues which face and plague our nation. So I think this should be our endeavor to increase the number of medical colleges. And you know, sir, there is a peculiar situation that we know of students going overseas for higher studies or getting specialized studies. But in the case of medical colleges, people from small towns, villages also send their children because they can't get admission in the US or the UK. They go to Russia, some go to Ukraine, China. Some go to China, some go to all these kind of countries which normally are not associated with higher education. And I would not want to cast any aspersions, but the kind of doctors which those countries churn out, and when they come back, I know one doctor who's from my own constituency. I asked him, where did you do your medical studies? He said, Vladivostok. Now, in one corner of Russia, in Siberia, he did his medicine. It's nothing against the thing, but the point is, if we can put up more medical colleges, I think that will go a long way. And the Medical Council of India, there has been some debate on the side. It's ultimately an autonomous body set up by an Act of Parliament. How to strengthen the Medical Council of India is more important, rather than tinkering with it and trying to do some other experiment. In fact, on the basis of what my friends were trying to establish, I was just reading that there's a commission of inquiry as stipulated in the Medical Council of India Act. Let the government let us know how many inquiries under this commission of inquiry have been ever set up. The government, central government has all the powers, and to see what if something goes wrong, to set up a commission of inquiry. And in all these years, ever since the Medical Council of India Act has been set up, please let us know in your reply how many times has the government acted, because it's not a question of this government or that government, it's a question of how the system works. So please let us know, and we would be happy to associate ourselves if there is anything betterment to be done. But the only limited point I would make is that medical education in India has to be upgraded, quality education. I'm sorry, there are many government colleges, some of them are brilliant. The newer ones, I still feel that there is, because we are all political people, We all want colleges to be set up in our respective constituencies and the local areas. Even I have done it. But the quality of then faculty becomes a big difficulty. All doctors, when they become doctors, they want to only work in the bigger cities and the bigger towns. Nobody wants to go and then teach in the smaller places. So medical colleges, especially in the smaller places, are facing a huge problem of getting good faculty.
Thank you.
And I think that question also needs to be addressed, because while we only talk of medical entrance exams, that is only one part of the issue. That is only to get into the college. But the real issue is to upgrade the quality of education and to have the required quantity of doctors, which is the need of the hour.
Thank you.